Hello everyone, my name's Anthogwin, and today we're going to be talking about The God's Lie. It is a manga that is classified as a one-shot, which means the entire story is contained in one book, one volume. That's all you're going to have. And typically these are shorter stories, so you can kind of, read it pretty quickly, as you can imagine, with it being only one volume. And this specific book, The God's Lie, is 216 pages long, so I think it's going to be about 45 minutes to an hour. And I read it last night. I was going and doing some things, and wife wanted me to go to bed, so I was like, all right, I'll go ahead and hop up there, and did that, and got tired of looking on YouTube and decided I'm just going to go ahead and read something. So this is the next one I did. I got the recommendation off of Reddit, and I was looking for shorter books to kind of just rip right through because I've been reading a lot of longer ones, and I decided, hey, short one might be nice to just kind of chew on a little bit. And I got to tell you, this is a good one to chew on. According to Amazon, they have the reading ages set in here for 10 to 13 years old. I think this is definitely probably on the upper end of that, where you'd probably want to be 13 or older to read something like this. It is a little bit more, covers some heavier themes in life. You do have the topics like death, neglect, and abuse, parental abuse a little bit. And it can be a little more complicated, I think, for a 10-year-old to probably handle. And you might be asking, like, why is an adult reading it? Because it's a good book. And that's that. It's a really good book. I really enjoyed reading this. And I'm going to see if I can convince my wife to even read it because it was that good. So The God's Lie is set with sixth graders. So the kind of story starts is you have a young boy and you have a young girl. The young boy that we see, his name is Natsuru, and the young girl, her name is Rio. Rio is a new student. She just kind of either moved into the area or she's been here, but she's new to this school. And then Natsuru, who is the young boy, he's an athlete. He likes to play soccer. And Rio, being the newer person in this school, she is, of course, she's not preppy, so she doesn't have friends there. She doesn't have friends in general because she's new. So we kind of see her kind of hop in there, and it's kind of the classic where it's like, I don't have no friends. People are actually kind of picking on her just a little bit, and it's not so fun for her. And then Natsuru, he is a pretty decent soccer player. The story kind of stresses that he's actually pretty dang good, and he kind of evolves, and it feels really natural. It feels really good, and you really do, by the end of the book, you get really strong feelings towards these characters. At least I did, and it did a really good way of making you feel like you kind of understood them and knew them. They're fleshed out. They feel a little more complicated rather than just like, cannon fodder, which is a good turn of pace than some of the stories I've been reading recently. So I'm just going to kind of summarize a little bit and go through it. The young boy, he goes and he finds a cat one night and he brings it home. Mom's allergic to the cat. Okay, can't have the cat here. So he walks back out, and as he's walking, he stumbles upon Rio, and he goes, hey, can you take this cat? And she says, I'll take him for 1,000 yen a night. Okay, so he's gonna have to pay for room and board for this kitten. And she has a little brother, so that works. And she's actually grocery shopping, so he takes the groceries from her and says, I'll walk you home. So she's walking him home with her little brother and the cat. And when they get there, he notices, hey, is it just you? Like, I don't know if I should be staying. And she's like, oh no, it's fine, you stay. You stay, it's okay. So he stays for a little bit, and then he goes, well, your dad's probably gonna be coming home, your parents are gonna be coming home, I don't know if I should be here. They're gonna be okay with this? Yeah, it's gonna be okay. And you kind of start getting to see, like, okay, something feels a little bit weird, because obviously, the young boy is sort of, he's feeling like, okay, I should probably make sure it's okay, and she's acting like it is okay, and that's not typical. And you come to find out that apparently her dad is supposed to be going out, I think, crab fishing in Alaska or something like that. He's out and about, and he's supposed to be bringing back some really good meat for them to kind of eat so they can taste it and not, be so poor and such. So you kind of get that as the first offer. It's like, okay, so you got these two kids living all alone. They're sixth graders, and the Rio's younger brother is, I don't even know how old he is, but he's young. And you just kind of get this idea where it's like, oh, wow, this feels off, feels wrong. It shouldn't be happening like this because they're too young for that. And he's not supposed to tell anyone because she doesn't be picked on drama, how it is in school. So that kind of happens. They start hanging out together a little bit more. And on that Suro side, the soccer coach that he has gets cancer, or he's really sick. He's in the hospital, and there's a new soccer coach that kind of comes. And I guess he's certified, so he knows what he's talking about a little bit. And he's a little more harsher on the students. I used to play soccer when I was a kid, and we got a new coach, and the coach had his son on the team. So it went from like, okay, we're kind of playing and it's nice camaraderie and we're learning and stuff, to like NFL leagues, that's football, but whatever the soccer league is. I'm not really a sports guy, I kind of fell out, but he ended up treating us like, hey, we got cussed out, we got treated pretty harsh, and it's like, we're gonna win this. This is like, it's serious now. And I ended up stopped playing because of that. That was one of the reasons why, and also there's some abuse going on with that. But a lot of people weren't happy about that. But that's kind of what you get here, where it's like he's kind of treating them like, you're going to be star athletes. We're going to do this, and they're in 6th grade, so it's like, okay, man. Some people make it their whole lives, and that's fine. It's a little bit too young to kind of do that. Just get the basics on, but he was, making them run laps and yada yada yada, doing that kind of stuff. So, anyways, Natsuru kind of was like, I don't like this. This is a little bit different from what the other old man did, who's now in the hospital. He was, more personable, I'd say. That's kind of the feeling you get. And they had a soccer camp come up. Well, he decides he's not going to go to soccer camp. He's going to bail on that, and he hangs out with the girl instead. And things kind of develop from there. I don't know how long the soccer camp's supposed to be, and I think summer break is on at this point. It's either on now, I'm pretty sure it is, or it's going to be. But I don't think they go to school for this little part. And they hang out, they get to grow close to each other, they get to know each other, and the kitten's doing great. They end up befriending a little bug that was buzzing on. That's a funny little scene in the book. And what ends up happening is kind of the turning point drama of this is the bug gets sick, it dies. It's like a little beetle, stag beetle or something. And the beetle gets buried in the backyard, and when he's digging up the grave for the beetle, they end up finding a old man in the dirt. And the old man turns out to be the grandpa, Rio's grandpa. And you kind of come to learn what happened was her dad went and left, and grandpa was going upstairs to give him some money to go do some stuff, and he fell down the stairs and died. And she didn't want to tell anyone because she's like, oh, we're going to be taken away, sent to a home, we're going to lose each other, and drama, and kids are going to make fun of us, things that kids shouldn't have to worry about, but sadly, they do. I probably would, anyone would at this time. It's like, it's scary. Someone just died in your house and you're alone, and that's some pretty strong stuff. And of course, naturally, this would freak out Natsura, the young boy. So he ends up going and running away. And summer vacation ends. They go back to school. And this entire time, Rio's trying to make ends meet. She doesn't have a lot of money. She's kind of poor. She's not getting any support from her dad or anything like that. So they're just trying to make ends meet. And they go to school. And she has, dirty hair. She doesn't have the nicest clothes. She's looking rough. It's like she's barely surviving, Kids start making fun of her. Natsura beats him up and stuff like that, and it's kind of nice because, like, okay, I get why you're scared and why you ran away, but she also needs a friend in this moment. And not that he has to be the friend or anything like that. This is just, it's like tragedy. Like, my heart kind of went out for her. Like, you just felt for this, the family and that, the little girl and her little brother. And we kind of get this culmination of, okay, what's going to happen next? What we're going to do? Where we're going to go from there? And what ends up happening is he gets in trouble at school, and all that stuff starts happening. So he decides that, hey, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna run away. So he goes over there and visits, and she's kind of like losing hope, where it's like, we're done, right? Nothing's gonna happen. He's never gonna come back, and he comes back. And they go on a bus, train, go run away a little bit, and you can literally see it in the book, like the light coming back in her eyes, and you can just feel like the warmth kind of fill your heart with it, because it's like a slice of life now, And then up at a hotel, they give her a free room and board for the night, and they call the cops because obviously something's wrong. They're too young. And Natsura, his mom's worried about him, worried sick, but she's, a decent mom. I should mention that his father also died, so he doesn't have a dad. And when his dad died, he was sick in the hospital bed. And this is what the book says. If you're a good boy and you listen to your mother, the gods will see and I'll get better. So wait for me and be a good boy, okay? But then his dad died, so I must not have been good enough. And sometimes even the gods lie to us. Why? It's because they love you very much. The gods lie. They lie because it's the best they can do. So you got that idea in your head where it's like, okay, his dad told him to be a good boy and listen to your mother. So be a good boy as well. And he's protecting this little girl. He's protecting this, his friend that he kind of made along the way. And it's kind of fulfilling what his dad last told him to do. And that's just, it really hits hard. Like when you're in the story, like it gets you. And that's obviously where the book gets its name from. The manga gets its name from. So it's really strong. And Cat gets adopted, and they find Rio's dad. And it turns out that he's been in town this entire time. He was actually like a couple blocks away, think of it like that. And what he's doing is he's hanging out with all these other girls. He didn't want to be a dad. So he's whoring around doing that. So it's like, okay, he was sick of living at home. So that kind of really hits hard. So now you have the daughter and the little boy, they're taken away. The kitten gets adopted out somewhere else. This entire life that they have, the house, is probably all gone. It's destroyed. This entire thing's just become a crap show. And, Natsura loses a friend. School's beginning to start. He's getting ready to go into middle school. So, because it's the end of elementary. middle school splitting, and he gets a phone call at the very end, and you're just left like sitting in like a pile of bricks, like, okay, so everything that the story led up to and built upon is just fallen to pieces, and there's only two ways they can go: either they're gonna have a happy ending or sad ending. And so far it looks like it's sad because we only got like a couple pages left. And luckily for us, because we're all hopeless romantics and like happiness and stuff like that, he gets a phone call and it's Rio, and we're talking, and it turns out they're gonna see each other again, and that's how the book ends. Scene. The end. So this book, this manga, it left me feeling really, really special. Left me feeling really good, despite all the sadness and the hard things you get. And you're just like, man, now I'm just left to envision like what the rest of this gonna look like. Are they gonna be friends still, or is, you know, they're gonna be okay? What's gonna happen? You know, you hope for the best, and I think stories do good on that, when they leave you wanting more, even though you don't need it. And that's kind of the perfect ending of this: is you want more, but you don't need it, and you gotta be okay with not needing it. You just gotta be okay. Nothing's gonna make you get more of it, and if you get more of it, is it gonna do anything? Is it gonna serve any point or give you any? There's no, you can't justify it. So, it does have a happy ending, some deep tones. I really like this. I'd say, since it's a one shot and what it is, I rate like a 9 out of 10. Is there anything I would change the book? No, not really. Why don't I give it a 10? I don't know, because 10 feels like something I shouldn't give it. I feel like a 9 is what I should give it. But if I had to choose, I feel like 4 is too low. Like 4 stars out of 5. I think I'd go to 5 stars. So take it as you will. You're not going to go wrong if you decide to read it, if it even sounds interesting to you. So yeah, this has been The God's Lie. I've been in Thogwin. Consider leaving a like if you like the video. Have any comments? Consider subscribing. It'd be awesome. Until next time, I will see you later.